What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We're back with another one of these little controversy videos. Last one did pretty well, so I thought I'd take a stab at this one. Man, I never really thought this is what I'd be doing on the channel. I wanted to sit here and talk about news and not about these kind of controversies. But here we are. As the title says, CD Projekt Red recently, I'm not sure if anybody's seen this on Twitter, has gotten a little bit of trouble here. They've gotten in trouble because of what does everybody get in trouble for nowadays? They got in trouble for a tweet. Yep, that's right. How dare you make a joke on Twitter, you horrible individuals. Real quick before I really dive into this, somebody mentioned in the last video that maybe these would be a little better if I put like something going on in the background and all that, other than just the screen. I don't do that just because of my editing skills / software and everything. I try and do this somewhat quickly. This is very unedited. This is just me sitting here talking into a camera or me talking into a microphone and giving you guys my opinions in the moment. I don't like to script very often. I like to be off the cuff. So that's why this happens. Although I am planning a scripted video, probably my first one on the channel since ever, on some Rockstar stuff. I am planning on having it be a little bit more higher production, and it might be a little bit more interesting. Keep an eye out for that. I mean, I'm not going to give you any more details on it just because the project may change while I'm working on it, but that's for a later date. Now back onto this topic. CD Projekt Red got in trouble. They sent out a tweet. Somebody quoted the tweet, from the Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter, and saying that something along. I think he said, "I want more from you guys," and the tweet he quoted was one that the Cyberpunk Twitter put out that said, it was like hashtag Gamescom starts the way hashtag E3 ended. Checking Twitter, and had a picture of some guys on it, and when the guy who quotes this thing says, "I want more guys," all in caps, the Cyberpunk Twitter comes back with, "Did you just assume their gender?" Making a little off-color joke. Okay, that's funny. Well, I think most people would see that and go, "Where's the controversy?" Well, apparently people got mad at CD Projekt Red, and apparently this whole thing happened within a day, because I didn't see this tweet when it first happened, and apparently since then CD Projekt Red has apologized. I'm getting to the point where it's never apologize, never freaking apologize, because what are you? Or at least before you apologize, think what you're apologizing for. I kind of get why you're doing it. You're doing it because you're a company, you got to save money, you got to try and be neutral or whatever. You got to try and placate a loud, vocal, stupid minority. But I at least understand it. Now, let's look at the people who took issue with this. I hate these people. I hate these gaming activists, as well as the gaming activists that have infiltrated the gaming press. That spark these controversies off of minute jokes, off of stuff that normally people would either go haha about or ignore it and go about their day. That's fine. That's life, But it's gotten to the point where these jokes they're not even taking these jokes at communities anymore. They're going after the culture itself. And that's like what this is making fun of this social justice culture of being hyper offended at everything, being offended on other people's behalf, even a lot of the times. That's this problem. Doom made a similar joke in the Doom Eternal gameplay that was released. If anybody remembers that, the whole they don't like to be called demons. They like to be mortally challenged. If anybody remembers that controversy. That lasted about a day. What controversy was that? That was Doom making a joke. And that's for the company that at E3 had a guy on stage literally say the word "fuck Nazis" after talking about the new Wolfenstein. Jesus Christ. It's like people think that people see jokes as attacks on communities, as opposed to what they are. They're jabs. They're little, just ways to make fun of someone else in even a bonding way. We're all part of this community. We're all part of this gaming community. And as much as I hate using the word the community, but we're all part of this. We're all gamers. You know, okay, let's bag on each other. I bag on my friends all the time. They're good people. They know that I'm fucking with them. But they don't, like I said, go out, grab the lighter, and proceed to set their hair on fire. It's ridiculous. And I mean, really, the small CD Projekt Red controversy has kind of gotten me to go back even to the last video I talked about with Battlefield 5. And then what was before Battlefield 5 was that Guild Wars writer, and what was before that? There was something else. There's something else. There was the Colin Moriarty scandal back way when. You know, and again, I'll get into the gaming press in a little bit. Does anybody remember that joke from Lionhead Studios that they put out? I can't remember exactly when or what the context behind this was, but they put out this. It was basically an ad for Fable 3 with a poster for a bar of a woman. It made a breast reference, nice jugs or whatever like that. It was funny. It was off color, but it was funny. Like, really, do people have to get mad about that? Oh, they're degrading women. No, they're not. They're making a fucking joke. Get over yourself. That is a joke that you would see in a PG-13 movie. You'd see that in an you'd see that like underlying humor in a fucking PG movie. Like that's the thing. You act like this is so offensive because I don't know why. I don't know why people find this so offensive. Maybe it's because I don't have that bone inside me. You know, I don't have that offense bone. I mean, things piss me off. Things make me angry, and I brood about it, or I bitch to a friend. But I don't feel the need to go on Twitter and attack somebody, and to attack a business, and to go after these things. Look, people make games that I don't like, and I talk about them on the channel. I'm very open about my opinions. Like these games, like Anthem and The Division. I don't like these kind of games, but I at least try and give an industry reason why I don't like them. Because I think we're going to see with them the same problem that we have with MMOs. We're going to reach a market. We're oversaturating the market with these kind of games. There's at least a market purpose to this. With all these people going, oh well, this is being offensive to women, and women won't buy it. Women will buy it. That's bullshit. Women don't buy these games because a lot of women don't give a shit. Oh, this is offensive to this minority group. A lot of people of that minority group will buy it because they don't care. A lot of this group or that group, fuck you. This is just like I remember the controversy, and I use that in big fucking air quotes with DOA Extreme 3. I'm not ashamed. I've played both DOA games. I'll play the third one. I'm honestly thinking about importing it and doing a let's play for it. This is a middle finger to people because I think it would be funny. Why the hell not? Because we all know what the game is. You don't like it, don't play it. That's always my thing. It's always like the whole online harassment thing with I'm playing Call of Duty and people are harassing me. Mute them. Do what I do. I mute everybody because I suck. I'm serious. I'm terrible at online games. Anybody who's watched me play an online shooter, watch me play Destiny, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at these games. So I just shut people up because I don't want to listen to them. It throws me off my game. Yeah, that's what I do. It's acting like it's not an option. I just don't get it. I don't get these controversies, man. They're there just to cause a fight. They're there because people have gotten on a high horse, on a moral high horse, acting like I'm better than you and I have to establish this. Like we all can't agree that racism is wrong. That we all can't agree that sexism is wrong. Sure. But you make a joke at any of these things' expense, or you make some joke that dances into some territory, and people act like it's the end of the freaking world. You don't like it, don't laugh. Don't hang out with me. It was a Daniel Tosh bit. If you've ever said a variation of this phrase, know that I hate you, and so does most people in this room. There's nothing funny about blank. There is if you make a good joke. I agree with him. Some of these topics are horrible, but if you make a good joke, a good joke's a good joke. I don't see the problem. I think what CD Projekt Red did wasn't even that bad of it. It wasn't even that dirty of a joke. It's just a joke. I mean, I've been really diving into these controversies now and really thinking about them, and I found kind of an odd conclusion, and that's this stuff wouldn't be this way in the early 2000s, from what I remember. Granted, I mean, I was born in '94. I was 6 in 2000. So, you know, I mean, so I was still pretty young. But even then, I don't remember this stuff. Even looking back on it, of the time, like looking at games and stuff that came out back then, like I don't remember these things being problems. And people would say, "Oh, it's because they were always issues. We just never addressed them." I'm like, no, people didn't care. People didn't care until people made a big deal about it, saying you should care about this. If you have to be told that you're offended, that you should be offended by something, it's not that offensive. And you should look at that person telling you that and say, "Leave me alone. I'll decide what I find offensive. You can go screw." That's what you should tell them. Like I said, let's take the Battlefield, for example, the Battlefield 5 controversy. I was looking back at this and thinking, like, what would this have been a big problem in the early 2000s? I don't think so. I think people would still question. You have a frontline fighter who's both a woman and has a prosthetic arm. People would question that. People wouldn't get mad though. People get mad nowadays on the anti-offended side. You know, on the anti. I think the best way to put this, and I hate the fact that I have to use this phrase on the channel, but this anti-SJW side see this disabled woman or whatever on the box art of Battlefield 5, and I'm going to play Battlefield 5. I'm kind of excited for it. I love World War II games. Love Battlefield 1. Even the segment that was a woman, that you played as a woman, I didn't give a shit. I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. But what Battlefield has gone out of their way to do is to lead with an identity. And this is what I think the biggest problem is nowadays, especially in the political climate, or the political landscape, in the social climate. They lead with an identity. They don't lead with a character. Now, and you know, I was kind of thinking about this, like this other game, another game that I absolutely love. I love is Sleeping Dogs. Absolutely love the game. The game had a minority lead, a majority minority cast. It took place in China. Sleeping Dogs is about Wei Shen. He was born in China, moved to America at a young age, grew up. His sister died from drugs. He was a cop. He comes back to China and he goes undercover with the Triad, putting his own life in risk. Actually, kind of finding out that these Triad guys, really, all of them aren't that bad. Some of them are, but some of them aren't horrible people. And then also dealing with the corrupt police department. Now, we didn't know all that stuff at launch. But it wasn't, hey, look at this game with an Asian guy is our lead. Ooh, that wasn't what that was. They tried to give us an idea of what the game's about this guy who's fighting the Triads, and then you throw in all this cool kung fu stuff, and ooh, look, you get to do John Woo style jumping through. If anybody ever played the game Stranglehold, it's kind of like that. You're jumping through the air, and it's in slow motion, and you're shooting people, and I'm like, I'm sold. It's awesome. It's a great game, and you had a character. Wei Shen was not an identity. Wei Shen was not anything other than Wei Shen. He was his character. The fact that he was Asian was just one of the aspects of his character. But this person on the Battlefield cover, and now it still goes to be seen that this woman on the cover, if we actually play her in one of the story scenarios, what her story is. But they've not gone out of their way to show that. They lead with this stuff, with this identity, and this is kind of what happened. This is kind of what I was getting at in the last time I talked about this. This is almost something that the companies are doing to placate the activists and the gaming press, to get them to say, "Good job," pat them on the back. "Good job, you guys you're fighting the good fight." Fighting against who? Against people who just want good games, who don't want to be pandered to. It was Chris Raygun who said this. I can't remember how long ago, but I think this was the absolute best way he ever, one of the best things he's ever said, and that was, things just can't be what they are anymore. You know, it's movies can't be movies, video games can't be movies, video games. It's got to be movies and social justice. It's got to be video games and social justice. These things have to be tied together because we have to show all of these things, otherwise people aren't gonna be them in real life or whatever the hell their theory is. But I'm sorry, but I don't know about anyone else. I don't look at video games to have my moral code. I don't play Grand Theft Auto to have my moral code. I play Grand Theft Auto because, one, I like the stories. I love the characters of Franklin and Trevor, or Franklin and Michael. There we go. And then I love playing as Trevor and just running around causing mayhem. It's fun. It's an escape. I don't play Uncharted to be like Nathan Drake. I play Uncharted to be Nathan Drake for the 2 hours that I sit down and play it, and then I turn it off, and I'm me. I'm me. I'm unathletic, fat me. I don't see this. And again, and people want to, and I've been told by people, it's, well, you just won't get it. You're not this race, or you're not gay, or you're not this or that. And so you don't know what it's like to only see this one group of people on the screen. And you know what? They are right about that, though. They are right. I don't know what it's like to be gay. I don't know what it's like to be black or Asian or whatever. I don't know what that's like, but I can't know what that's like. So that, to me, that's not an argument. That's like saying you don't know and you can never know, so shut up and just listen to us. Which, again, maybe I've got a little bit of an anti-authoritarian or an anti-authority kind of streak in me, because that makes me say, fuck you. No, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to think what I want. If what you're saying doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense to me. I kind of get what they're saying. I'm like, if I never see my characters. But there are characters. There are these characters out there. And again, it's not even that I have my issue with more characters of whatever race or sexuality or whatever. It's not that I have a problem with that. My problem is that being the reason they're happening. That they need to be more. No, that's not right. I defend the creator's right to create. If the creator wants to make a gay, some 76th gendered, I don't know what, I don't know whatever other modifiers I can put onto this to make it funnier. You know what I mean? I don't care if the creator wants to make that character, but make it a character. Don't just say, "Ooh, look, we have a game with a character that is this stuff." Well, that's not that's, as soon as you say that, you piss me off, because you aren't thinking about me, the player. You aren't trying to make a game for people to play and enjoy. You're trying to make a game that's going to get you patted on the back, that you're going to try and make money off of this small group of people who just shout. And like I said, I said earlier, I want to get a little bit into the gaming press, because I see them as aiding in this. And I say this as somebody who wants to be a part of the gaming press. You know, some people, want to tell me, oh, why would you want to do that? They're all terrible. I mean, I put into an internship with Polygon. And I'd go do it. And you know what? Because I've read reporting that Polygon has done. It's perfectly fine reporting. When they can leave the social commentary on the side. I'll write for Polygon. I'll use that platform to talk about video games, because I want to talk about video games. I absolutely love video games. They're some of my favorite things in the world. The only things I probably love more are my cat and my family, and some of my friends. But this is what I want to do, and I'll do it on any platform I can. If I can do it on Twitter and Facebook and my website and YouTube and everything, and remain independent, hell yeah, I'll do that. I mean, that's not necessarily all up to me. That's if I put up content that you guys like and want to help me out and all that stuff, that's great. But if I can't, then I'm going to apply to some of these companies and write about video games, because that's what I want to do. I want to write about video games, but I don't think a lot of these people who are in these companies want to write about video games. They aren't. We don't have guys like Colin Moriarty anymore, who, if you ask me, agree or disagree with him, because there's stuff I disagree with him on. Agree or disagree with him, I think he was one of the most consistent, one of the most solid voices in the industry, one of the people who cared more about the game itself than anything else. It wasn't about identity. It wasn't about any of that crap. It was all about the games, and I love that. And nowadays we're having people. I mean, like there are people who are leaving like IGN. A lot of people, a lot of the people that have kind of replaced people that have left that I was a big fan of are now leaving because of the problems they're having with the company, because they're going out on YouTube and doing their own things and streaming and all this stuff and getting away from the constraints of these companies. And again, I think it's because these companies are so focused on this, on the social commentary angle in video games. It's like I said, it's like video games can't be video games. It's they've gotten so far away from that. It's just not fun anymore. You want to know why people don't trust you? That's why people don't trust you. I mean, I've had people also tell me, because I'm going to school for journalism. People look at me and go, "Oh, you're going to school for journalism? You want to be a journalist?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I want to tell the truth. Because I want to tell people what happened." I mean, I prefer to do it with video games, but if I do it with sports, I do it with sports. I do it with politics, I do it with politics. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna not lie. I'm going to tell you guys the facts, and when I give my opinion, I'm going to try and remain objective. And anytime that I'm not objective, I'm just going to be saying, "Listen, this is my opinion," and I'll try and make it clear that it's my opinion. It's like when I do the news show. It's what the stuff that's in the article is the news. What I'm saying that's not in the article, that I may be reading into it, that I'm seeing one way or the other. Never take what I say during those sections as fact. Take it as opinion. And I want that stated, because I don't want people misconstruing. I don't want people thinking that I'm going to be like these crazy people and lose all my integrity, because I've gotten off track of the main point of this video. Yeah, I think I've hit everything that I really wanted to talk about here. It's just. And I don't see a way to fix this, in all honesty, other than people just getting over themselves. In the press, the activists, all this stuff. Get over yourselves. Write about video games again. Talk about video games. Just enjoy video games. I'm serious. Do these people enjoy what they do? Do they not see these people in the gaming press that, in my opinion, some of them seem so unhappy to be there? And I get it. It's your job and you got to do it all the time. Sometimes I don't want to record. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I just want to sit down and play and play a game on my own time. That's why I try and keep a little bit of a backlog of videos. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but guess what? I do it. And you know what happens those times that I just sit down and do it? I end up having fun by the end. Maybe I start it and kind of go, I just kind of want to sleep a little bit more. But by the end of the video, I'm having more fun. Why? Because I'm playing video games. Because I'm talking about video games. I'm not doing anything super serious. The world isn't relying on what I do. It's just video games. And people get mad at me when I say that, because they think I'm belittling the industry. I'm belittling what these are. But I'm like, let's be honest. Video games are the coolest toy in the world. They're a toy. They are. They're the coolest toy, because they're portals through which we can have these great stories and characters and experiences, and it's an active process, and it's this active process of playing the game, and this journey in I'm getting lost in adjectives. Video games are so fucking cool, and people are getting mad at them for things that aren't even about the video games themselves. That's what I don't get. And I don't think I'll ever get. I mean, if you guys can explain it, I mean, do you agree with me? Do you think these controversies at this point aren't even real anymore? They're just controversies so people have something to yell about. They have something to justify their spot in the media, or their spot as an activist. They're just looking to fight. They're not looking to fight for anything specific. These people probably don't even like games all that much. I'm willing to go out there and say it. I don't know. I mean, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about my channel here. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. Do you guys agree with most of what I said? Disagree with what I said? Do you want to see more videos like this where I maybe go a little bit more into social commentary? So I don't mind doing them. I don't mind doing these rants. It just kind of comes down to if I have something I really want to talk about. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, like I said earlier, I'm working on kind of a more high production project. Like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into what it is, because what it is could change depending on what I can do. Just getting all the recording and all the footage I need. to do everything. It's going to be a little complicated, but you'll keep an eye out. I'd say give it a couple weeks, and I'll probably have it. I'll probably put a lot more work into it than I think I'm going to, and it'll probably be up sooner than I think. All that gameplay videos will keep going as they usually do. I love doing Let's Plays and all that stuff. We got Yakuza Kiwami 2 actually coming up on the 28th. We got the weekly show every Saturday, where hopefully that's a lot more upbeat. I'm looking at doing a video on some gameplay that just got released from Don't Nod. It's for Life is Strange 2. We're going to be looking at that. It's about 26-ish minutes of gameplay. We'll be taking a look at that. That'll be the next video that goes up. And other than that, all the social media, that is Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff is found down in the description below. Like, comment, not already. Please subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for more next time. But until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is the Gaming Channel. I'm out. Thanks for watching.